What's up, everybody? Frozen Titan back here again, playing on the Retrocraft server, and you guessed it, it's time for some villagers. So, let's get into it. I created a little makeshift breeder here. Basically, if you don't know how to do it, you just get a villager up. I don't know. There's not like an exact science to how far up he needs to be, just like a reasonable level up. I think this is about 7 blocks above the floor of where your villagers are going to be. And then if you just trap him in a minecart here, place blocks here so he can't move, and then just put 3 doors on each side of him, it'll create a little breeder for you, and you can expedite the process by throwing them food. I chose to throw them some potatoes. And then I've been trapping some villagers periodically. I was looking at the trades that we can do, and it looks like librarians and farmers are going to be like our cash cows. So the reason we want librarians is because we can easily make a sugarcane farm, and we can trade paper with them. Then here we have a potato villager. What we're going to do is we're going to use villager AI to create a potato and carrot farm, which will produce a bunch of potato and carrots for us to trade with farmer villagers. So here we have 2 empty inventory villagers. We need these for the farm. If they don't have empty inventories, the potato and carrot villager will not try and throw food at them. I'll explain this a little bit more when we get more into it. Just kind of want to let you know what villagers I'm looking for. Here's a farmer just for trading. This is the guy we're going to be trading the potatoes and carrots with. Here's a carrot farmer. There's quotes around it because I think he has some potatoes in his inventory currently, but we can pretty easily get rid of his potatoes by just putting him near tilled soil and then just picking up the potatoes that he plants. And here's our second librarian. I want to have 2 of them on deck just in case one of them has their trades lock up, and for some reason we can't do anything about it. So we also have some more in here. We got some clerics. I've actually been trading with the clerics a little bit, got rid of all my rotten flesh, and now we got 13 emeralds. We can actually trade with the cleric again with that. But my inventory is a mess as always. So I think what I'm going to do actually is, since we have everything we need to make this little potato and carrot farm, I'm actually going to shut off the breeder while I work on it. One of the big things you got to worry about on a server is that a lot of time when you're away, stuff will be happening that you have no control over. So if you do build a breeder on a server, make sure you can power it off or whatever when you're done using it. Otherwise, it's been known to lag out servers and just cause a general ruckus, and nobody's a big fan of that. So, alright, now what we're going to do before I cut to do some more off-camera work is I'm just going to show you where we are thinking about doing this. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to dig down. I'm thinking I'm probably going to put an elevator here. I haven't fully worked out his design for that, but below is going to be our main centerpiece. It's going to be where all of our villagers are, and off to one side is going to be the potato and carrot farm, a melon farm, a pumpkin farm, which we can also trade with villagers, as well as the sugarcane farm I just talked about. This will go into probably another item sorter. It'll probably share the same item stream, and then it'll sort it so that way we can trade very easily. It's going to be a big room, though, at least in the part that's going to have the potato and carrot farm stacked on top of each other. I think they're like 15 blocks. I got to double check that. But so yeah, I got to do a bunch of digging down below. Also got to see where the sewer lines up. Actually, let's go do that right now. Basically, Jet and I started on a sewer system. We recorded a little clip of it back, wow, a couple days ago now. And it was using my old mic, so I'm not sure I'm going to include it. I probably won't, actually. I'm probably just going to say sayonara to that old mic and just never think about it ever again. So I'll just go ahead and update you on the sewer system. Basically what we did is created a little manhole in town. And this is definitely a work in progress, so don't think it's anywhere near done. And then we got just extending that way, and then here's the path that heads out towards my base, extending this way. I gotta figure out where it's gonna line up with our base, because I gotta figure out a cool little entrance for it. I think it's gonna be like a drain pipe in there somewhere, or maybe a little manhole or something by where we're gonna have our villager trading. So I got to dig out all that space, which I'm not looking forward to. But it's got to be done. So I'm going to head off and do that. And I think I'm going to do take a little look at the world download for the potato and carrot farm. It's made by Unary and he does provide a world download. So I'm going to double check that just to make sure that everything is going right. There's two different ways you can do the design. One of them works on the principle of crops being uprooted by low light levels, and I'm not completely sold on that yet because low light levels and villagers working together kind of scare me. But there's also a redstone solution which will make the farm taller. So I need to double check all that and start digging. So I'll get back to you guys in just a bit. Alright guys, so I've been hard at work. This pillar out here is to mark where I want to drop the villagers in from the breeder. So it's not too far of a distance to run some track, but I do need kind of a break from this project for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a progress update. We're not going to do anything outside because it's raining. So sad. It's actually a beautiful day out where I live right now. The ice cream truck just went by, and holy cow, it's like amazing how something as simple as like a little like ringtone on an ice cream truck can just bring back a lot of memories of being a kid, and it makes it feel like summertime. So it's really cool. This is how far I've gotten. Like I said before, this design is by Unary. I'm going to make sure to include a link to his video in the description. And basically one of these is going to be a potato farm, the other one's going to be a carrot farm. Under all these carpets are water sources, and there's going to be a water source here in the middle, as well as a little building for a villager with the empty inventory. So I got to work on that yet. This glowstone is placed in such a way where it does not get to light level 7 anywhere in here, which is awesome. Because it does conserve glowstone a little bit. Not that we really need to. We have almost a double chest of glowstone blocks at the witch farm right now. So that's crazy. I dug this up one too high when I was making it, so I got to do a bunch of fill in over here. And what I'm thinking about doing is making this room a true circle, maybe having a little balcony at this level where you can look in on the upper farm as well. So, but yeah, there's been a lot of block placing, a lot of making sure I placed everything in the right spot. And it took a lot of time, especially just to dig all this out. I also hit a cave over on the other side, but nothing really to say about that. I also ran out of glass. I went over to the desert just to smelt a whole bunch of it up, and I can show you that. I think it should be maybe done smelting soon. I don't know. It was an entire inventory full of glass, so no, not even close. So what we're going to go ahead and do is work on a couple of little projects that we need to get done. And the first one is going to be to do a little bit more work on this. I completed this side, and it has minecarts with chests in them in this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So it's a big X shape. I'm not sure if I'm going to include them on the sides yet, so we're not going to do anything with that yet. But this one got messed up somewhere along the way, so we're going to go ahead and redo it. And since I didn't really show it on camera the last time, we're just going to go ahead and do one of these walls together. It's not very hard, but just want to show you guys how I've been doing it. And then we need these levers. Cool. Alright, so let's get a whole bunch of junk off this bar. Okay, we need that. Alright, so basically you place block with a rail on top, minecart with chest right there. I'm going to need this pick more than I'm going to need my pickaxe. So there we go. And then you place your piston right there like that. And then this bookshelf here, lever here, bam. Easy as pie. And of course I did it in the wrong one. Whoops. Also broke a bookshelf that I didn't need to break. Making all kinds of mistakes right now. Alright, so it's actually here and here that we decided to do them. So let's get to that. Bam, bam. And then break those out. Alright, we also need some stone just to put in there. in the corners. And if we don't put them in now, usually you have to put them in with a piston, which can be kind of annoying. All right, so we got that, and then we got this one in the middle right here. And then we got another bookshelf to place there and there, as well as some pistons. Yeah, I really like this setup. Once I got the full wall implemented on the other side, it didn't break at all, which is really nice. That one's messed up, and so is that one. Wow, of course, as soon as I try and do this on camera, it all just messes up for me. Maybe I needed... Alright, let's do these one at a time. I didn't have nearly as much trouble when I was... maybe it's because of this one? I'm trying to remember the way that I did this before. It's been a little bit since I did it last time. Alright. Yeah, alright, that's much better. I think it's because we had that middle one in there already. And I think that kind of messed with the flow. Okay, we don't need that stake right now. Okay, and put down the chest. Oh. Man, the loveliness that is playing Minecraft on camera. You just managed to mess everything up. Okay. Put that down. Bookshelf into piston. Oh, see, now they're facing out again. Okay, let's do it without these corner blocks. Wow, I really didn't have this much trouble. I guess that... kind of strange. I guess placing those blocks early was my downfall. Perhaps. Bam. Okay, and then we got to make these minecarts with chests in them again. As soon as we get this row done, I'll probably just call it as far as this little project is concerned. We've been working on it way too long already. I just wanted to show you guys kind of how I've been doing this, because I think it's a really cool trick. And then that one. Okay, so that one's right. That one is not right. Wow. I don't understand why it's being so finicky. Once I got into a rhythm on the other side, it seemed like it was just easy peasy lemon squeezy, but not today, I guess. Not today. All right, put that down. What we're gonna work on next is the bedroom. We're gonna show it a little bit of love. Just figure out all the lighting and stuff in there. Okay, put that in. Wow, that keeps messing up. Anyway, that's how you do the trick. I don't know why this one's messing up so much. I'll do the rest of it off camera. Because, man, that's starting to get a little bothersome. So what we're going to work on next is we're going to head up into the bedroom and just work on that a little bit. I want to get the lighting down in there, and then I want to make a little couch and a little like TV area. So I know that this block will have some room to play with because it's on a corner, so it won't show on the outside at all. We got some trapdoors here. Okay, and now we got to check the lighting levels in here. Okay, 8 in this corner, 8 in this corner. Wow, so that one block actually lit up our whole room. So that's really cool. That makes our life a lot easier as far as lighting goes. And then what I was going to do here was put a painting. But see, now I'm noticing that this is an odd room, and I think these paintings only come in 2 wide. See, that looks kind of strange now. Wonder if I could get maybe like a 3x3. Ooh, see, that one would be not perfect because that's even as well. I swear paintings are kind of like the hardest thing to deal with sometimes. That's even as well. Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to get one that we like. Maybe it's going to have to be like a 2x2 right here, and then we're going to have to put something over there in that corner, I think. So maybe a 2x1 actually. Oh, that's a giant painting. Okay, get that painting back. That one looks like an actual painting more than a TV. All right, so I need jungle wood, don't I? We're gonna put some cocoa beans down, and it makes it kind of look like speakers. Ooh, you'll be able to see the jungle wood on the other side, though, is the problem. Maybe I'll actually do it with note blocks. Ooh, nothing good is on the other side is the problem. All right, let's get to our couch, which is gonna be okay. Get rid of these torches. Okay, which is gonna be like right here. I find that birchwood actually looks really good for like a light colored couch. Now that this is going to be here, do I want that there or there? I'm not sure. I think it would look good with the bookshelf under it. I feel that might make it look more like a TV. And then let's go grab an armor stand, and that will function as kind of like a coat rack. So let's go grab that real quick. And then probably just like a piece of armor. We don't want a full set in there because we want like that coat rack look. Let's put some pants on there. Everyone knows that, you know, when you're done with the day, you just take your pants off, throw them on the coat rack. Okay, so we got the gold pants here. I also made too many gold pants when I was working on the main hallway over here, so it'll be nice to use these up. All right, so yep, place diagonally and throw the pants on there. It looks a little silly, but it gave the room finally some color to it, so I like it. How'd that look? I feel like that's starting to look a little bit too cluttered if we do it like that. Yeah, basically I'm not going to spend too much time in this room because I basically just use it for a bed, but wanted to make sure we got some decoration in there. So we've accomplished that. Sorry I kind of failed really hard on that library stuff earlier. It was not that hard when I did it the first time. And I'm sure as soon as I get off camera, I'll be able to do it every time, easy peasy. So I don't know. I'll make sure to work on that off camera. We can put these books back in there now. All right. And then we're actually going to have some time left in this episode, maybe about 5 minutes or so. So let me figure out what to do with that time, because I just wanted to kind of do a little bit in the house first. So I'll rejoin you guys when I figure out something to do. Okay, guys, so to finish out the episode today, we're going to do some enchanting. This is actually the first time I'm using this enchanting table that we put in our base, so that's really cool. And I also wanted to talk with you guys just for a little bit. Unbreaking 3, that's gross. I'm a big fan of soccer, and recently a lot of people got arrested in FIFA for like bribery, and that's pretty crazy. Especially in a sport that I'm really fond of. Efficiency 4. What do I want that on for sure? Probably on a shovel for sure, right? Maybe that axe. Okay, that's a perfect shovel. The reason we're doing this, by the way, is because when I died to those zombie pigmen over and over, it opened up my eyes that I really need a backup pair of stuff. And yeah, it was just bad. Okay, we'll do this as well. And yeah, that's crazy that sharpness 4, knockback 2, unbreaking 3. It's not bad. More of a fighting sword than this one is. This is more of the looting and all that. Pretty crazy that a sport I'm really passionate about is having these things happen. it seems like the World Cups are directly involved, and the next one's going to be in Russia. So that seems to be under some scrutiny as to whether or not, just efficiency 4, as to whether or not that was involved in the bribery, as well as the one in 2022, which was going to be in Qatar. Ooh, nice silk touch pick. Nice. And a lot of people thought that one was a little suspect because, Depth Strider. Doesn't have feather falling on it. Hopefully we can get a feather falling book eventually. We'll take a look around spawn as well while we talk a little bit more about this FIFA stuff that's been going on. Yeah, so it seems like those 2 World Cup bids are really under some scrutiny right now, which is crazy because it looks like if they are going to have to move those to another country, it might be the United States because we have a really good infrastructure. We have the stadiums already. A lot of the reason that they do the World Cup bid so far in advance is because they need to build new stadiums. They need to have the infrastructure. So it makes sense to, if they do need to be moved because of corruption was at play, that they would move them to a country that already had some good infrastructure. So it looks like this might go all the way up to Sepp Blatter, who's the head of FIFA, and it looks like this was just an initial round of arrests just to kind of get more information about Sepp Blatter and see if he really was at hand in a lot of these. Jet is working on this. It's going to be some kind of condensed farm so we can get rid of all this stuff, which I think is a really good idea. Nadox also has started on some shop of some sort. I like the style of it, so that's really cool. The prank's still up. Always good to see. But yeah, it's just crazy that's even happening. A lot of people have suspected this for a while. People think that this might have even gone back like almost 25 years. So wow, it's just crazy. I hope the state of the sport gets a little bit better, especially now that it's catching on a lot more in America. I know I love to watch soccer. I love it so much. So hopefully things get figured out with that. And then another thing I'm paying attention to is I'm really into esports as well recently, and League of Legends is starting back up in North America and Europe this week. Those are the 2 I pay the most attention to, even though China and Korea are the best leagues. It's just hard for me to watch those because they're on at times when I'm sleeping. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Know kind of what's on my radar and what I'm interested in. So, in the next episode, what we're going to look to do is move those villagers down into those farms, set up the farms probably. I just really needed a break from it. Well, I'm not the greatest at building on camera, as you guys have probably noticed, and that's why I like to do kind of a lot of grindy work off camera, do things, and then show them off to you guys. I feel like that's the style that works for me a lot better. Hopefully you guys enjoy it too. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have that villager farm up and running in the next episode, and we might even get a start on another one of the farms in the next episode, or start maybe on that room, that grand centerpiece room. We'll see what happens. We got a lot of projects still, so we're not going to be petering out anytime soon or struggling for projects. But yeah, that's going to do it for me for today, guys. I hope you guys are really enjoying the content. Show Retrocraft some love. Like or subscribe if you guys are enjoying the content. Social media, as always, down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.